Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel on a nice opening night victory for your Florida Panthers, 6-4 over the very shook Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins, they resorted to the street stuff today. They came in with one goal in mind, and very unbecoming of them. You know, they cannot just turn the page to the next season. They got all in their feelings because of what was on Face-Off and Matthew Tkachuk telling Brad Marchand, never seen a captain quit on his team like that, and him whooping Pasternak's ass last year in the playoffs, just pummeling his face in. So what did they come in today? Did they come in to play a hockey game, or did they come in with chicanery? Well, the answer was very much chicanery. They wanted to try and come in. They wanted to try and intimidate them. Dude, you're not going to intimidate the Panthers. I don't know. It's just a mindset. You guys could import any new goons you want to. New Panthers immediately are already fighting. Boom, boom, boom. AJ Greer's out here, and he's like, we're scrapping? If we're scrapping, we're scrapping. And you want to become the most popular Greer in South Florida, you do what he did. He's like, we're on this side of the tracks now, dude. We're going in here, and we are going to make ourselves very, very welcome to the Florida Panthers fan base, as he did. And then it was Sam Bennett getting the scoring going off of a little nice send-in from Erod. He has the nice little blue paint chip in, 1-0 for the Cats, getting on the board first. Building's going crazy. And then Eetu Luostarinen, he says, why don't we make it 2-0, dude? And immediately you knew this was going to set off this very mentally weak Boston team. And they were going to try and fight. They were going to try and fight Matthew Tkachuk. Every time Matthew Tkachuk was on the ice tonight, they were trying to fight him. He's completely, their entire game plan tonight was, how many times can we get our arms around Matthew Tkachuk's neck? How can we bother Matthew Tkachuk? How can we be around Matthew Tkachuk? Because we're really, really bothered by his words. And him and Pasta jawing at each other once again. Beep, beep, beep. You know, Matthew Tkachuk's probably asking, hey, you want to go get a permission slip from your coach? You want to go? You want to go? We'll go if you want to go. But, of course, you know, he ain't a fighter. That's why he's got to ask permission to do it. Now, Bruins would go in right after some penalty from the Florida Panthers. Weird thing about tonight was the shorthanded goals. That was, of course, an issue for the Panthers in the postseason. Big time kryptonite that would bite them in the ass a lot. Still an issue because it got Boston on the board today. Now, the good news about it was Sam Reinhart would come thereafter right back at it and get the Panthers a shorthanded goal where he's doing like a mother bleeping somersault, and the Stanley Cup hero, big contract. You mess with Rhino, you get the goal horn, dude. And so he gets the Cats up 3-1, and then Sam Bennett to close things out in the first period would have put the Panthers up 3, which was basically the distance they had the entire game, because the Panthers would get a goal from Jonah Gadjevich, who they're expecting a little bit more out of this year. He starts off the second period, puts the Cats up 5-1. Then you have Charlie McAvoy a little bit later on. A few minutes later, it would be 5-2. Then you have Evan Rodriguez, start of the third period. He would put the Cats up 6-2. And then very late in that game, it would be 6-3. And then they get a power play goal very late with them. And, they thought they were going to pull the goalie and make it a thing. It didn't matter tonight. I would say Bob's, best period was in the second. I thought the Panthers just played overall their best. They were flying all over the place. They were throwing bodies in front of Bob, so it wasn't one of these standout, like Sergei Bobrovsky standing on his head performances, but that second period where you knew they were going to rally and try and get themselves back in, to only get one goal after the Panthers would go up 5 and you just kept that distance the same way, it was pretty solid, dude. I mean, it was rock solid. The Panthers just couldn't be shook by any of Boston's bull bleep today. That's really what it was, because, with this matchup, every time, once they got to like this late in the third period, the antics just kept picking up. And the one that was the craziest was Max Jones was battling with Evan Rodriguez, because Bennett almost had a look for the hat trick, And then just like all hell breaks loose. And they're going after Tkachuk again. And then Jones is there. He's going after Evan Rodriguez. He's going to try and slash him. And he hits the mother bleeping official. He hits the ref. And somehow, I mean, look, again, I watch a lot of hockey. I would not call myself a puck aficionado. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do that. Hit the official and like hit him good. Good. I mean, like props to the official. He kept his cool. Only gave him a minor penalty for unsportsmanlike. I was like, but he struck you. Anytime an official gets struck, especially like that, with just recklessness and a weapon is being involved, I just assume that is. I assume that's going to end with the official kicking the guy out or giving him a major or something. Nope. Ref move on. Wasn't bothered. Cats were at one point chanting, "We want Swayman." The Cats were feeling themselves tonight. It was so much fun. They were even doing the Cam Ward that was infiltrating because Boston, you stink, dude. I don't know what to tell you. You know, you have this whole battle with you have this whole contractual battle with your damn goalie all off season. So you got Corpusella between the pipes today. I don't know what the hell that is. Like that's like such a what are you, the Cowboys? Like you have this classic standoff the entire time, and you're just like, all right before opening night, we'll agree to a deal, Swayman. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, you knew what you were gonna do. Like you were gonna let them just be frozen out on this whole thing. I was floored by that. But look, you know one thing right now, and that is that the Panthers are living very much rent-free in Boston's head. Beating them, coming back from 3-1. They beat their ass last year in the playoffs. Boston came in here. They thought they were going to send some kind of a physical message to the Florida Panthers, and it was laughable. And to do it on a night where, like, that's all their focus was to fight. And you thought the Panthers, this is why, like, they're on just two different levels, two different wavelengths of mental toughness. Because you would think the Panthers have all the reason to play, excuse the pun, like fat cats tonight. And we got the rings last night, the banners going up, the pomp and circumstance, house money game, big delays. You know, we're all enjoying ourselves. The cup is there. Got to give it back to the keeper of the cup. That should give all the motivation in the world to Boston. And all Boston could think about was thuggery. Like they were gonna go and try and beat Matthew Tkachuk's brains in. And meanwhile, he's gonna be sitting back at this laughing hilarious, like, I cannot believe these dudes once again were so bothered by the fact of me saying their captain quit on them and me punching their precious pasta. And it was one of these nights where, like, you know, Matthew Tkachuk sitting here, he's like, damage is done. I got you. Once again, we got you. So, wild night, man. Goals, 2 from Sam Bennett. Gadjevich gets on the board. He gets his first goal of the season. So does Listerine. So does Rhino. So does Evan Rodriguez. Your assist to Evan Rodriguez, Sam Reinhart, Anton Lundell, Boquist. Got the Boquist brothers now on the Cats. Barkey, Ekblad, and Balinskis. So those are your point getters for the Cats. Sergei Bobrovsky today, 24 saves on 28 shot attempts. You know, the number looks a little bit worse because of the ending there. Bob was pretty rock solid today. There was nothing was shaking our boy Bob tonight. It was, honestly, for the most part, a pretty quiet night on the Panthers' end of it. They put 35 shots on Corpusella. He had 29 saves. They lit him up pretty good today, man. They had great follow-ups. And that is, mind you, like that is with 6 power play attempts, I believe, with the Cats not getting with the Cats not breaking through at all. So yeah, that was something tonight, man. That was I knew there was going to be fighting. I definitely knew that there was going to be fisticuffs. But I didn't think it was going to be that much. I didn't think that the Bruins were going to be like this. I didn't think the Bruins were going to be like this hung up on Matthew Tkachuk and everything he was bringing to the table. But very clearly they are. They're bothered by it. They match up again. When do we match up again? There's a game in Boston coming up later on this month, I believe. Yeah. Panthers are now going on the road for 4 straight. They're in Ottawa on Thursday, Buffalo, and then, they take on Boston next Monday. So they'll be right back at it with them. It was actually quicker than I thought. I thought it was for a couple weeks, but nope, right back at it. Boston, Monday the 14th at 1 in the afternoon. We'll see if they actually want to play a hockey game or if they just want to, try and give Matthew Tkachuk noogies again. We'll see.